Hello everyone, today we'll be discussing about the top 3 point guards in the NBA. First up, we'll start with our honorable mentions. Our 2 honorable mentions will be Chris Paul, a playmaker who is now in the Oklahoma City Thunder, and Kemba Walker, who is now recently just moved to the Celtics. So at number 3 is Russell Westbrook. You all know Russell Westbrook for him breaking triple-double records, him being such a versatile player. And I know that's why I had to put him in this list, because getting triple-doubles so consistently is just really hard to do. So that's why he had to be in this list. But the only problem about him is his shooting. He takes a lot of bad shots, and that's why if he didn't take that many bad shots, he could be maybe second or even first on this list because of the way he plays with his assists and rebounds. Also, I think that even if he has all of these individual triple-double achievements, it hasn't really contributed to any team accolades. They haven't made it to the finals, and the Thunder and now the Rockets have not really gone far. So I think the Rockets with Harden will be one of his biggest chances to prove that he's not just a man who's focusing on his own individual stature and also focusing on trying to get his team as many wins as possible. So I think that Russell Westbrook working with James Harden is going to be very good talent-wise, but there's a bit of a problem. They're both ball handlers, and the only problem having 2 ball handlers is one person has to sacrifice their ball handling. So they will be in an unnatural position because they won't feel right because they are not handling the ball, and they won't be able to do the things they usually do with the same versatility. So, I think that Russell Westbrook definitely deserves this number 3 spot because he has proven to all of us that he can do basically everything in the game. Number 2 is Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving will always be remembered for that clutch shot in the finals with Cleveland. So, he has proven that he's a clutch player, and I think that that's one important asset. Even if you put up really high numbers, scoring numbers, it's very important that you're clutch, because even if you do that, if it's a last second shot, you will not hit it if you're not clutch. So that's quite important for me to see how high you will go in the top 3 point guards, because Kyrie Irving is so clutch, he is very good. So I think that Kyrie Irving definitely deserves the number 2 spot, because although he might not be as flashy and he might not look as good his stats as Russell Westbrook, he definitely can pull off those last second shots that maybe sometimes Russell Westbrook lacks. Number 1 is Stephen Curry. So you all know about Stephen Curry. He's a great 3-point shooter and is considered as one of the best shooters of all time. I think that Stephen Curry now has something to prove in this season. He has to prove that he does not need some players like Kevin Durant's caliber. He also is playing without Klay Thompson for at least the first half of the season. So that's another challenge he'll have to push through. I still think that Stephen Curry can get them into a playoffs position, but I think he'll have a bit of a struggle without those teammates who are very valuable to him, because when he just had one of those off nights where he wasn't playing well, they were always there to help him. So I think that that's going to be a major issue for Stephen Curry this season. So now that I've talked about why I put those players in the top 3 positions and the honorable mentions, now I'm going to talk about the stats. So number 3 is Russell Westbrook. He had 22.9 points, 10.7 assists, and 11.1 rebounds last season. That averages a triple-double. Averaging a triple-double is amazing because if you average a triple-double, that means you are literally good at every important part of the court because he can rebound, he can pass, and he can get points. So those are most of the main components in basketball. So averaging a triple-double means that you're a great all-around basketball player. Number 2 is Kyrie Irving, who averages 23.8 points, 6.9 assists, and 5 rebounds. Although might not look as good as Russell Westbrook's stats, these stats are very important because when you get these points like Kyrie Irving does, the points that he gets are usually in the last minute or in the last quarter. And that's why I put him on top and in number 2 in front of Russell Westbrook. Because I think that he has the uncanny ability to, even in the hardest of situations, use his handles to really get out of the situation and knock down a jump shot. So I think that that's what Kyrie Irving really is so good at being able to do. And number 1 is Steph Curry. He averages 27.3 points, 5.2 assists, and 5.3 rebounds. I think that's very good, but obviously the assisting needs to improve. Because Stephen Curry, before in his old seasons, like in 2014, he was actually averaging 8 and 7 assists. So he actually is very good at passing before. But now I think he's gotten too overconfident of his shooting, I think, and maybe he's just trying to shoot a bit too much. I think he should be a bit more unselfish because I think if he adds that passing, because everyone knows he can pass, just he doesn't do it a lot. So if he does pass a lot, I think he'll be even more of a threat because it's so nerve-wracking for defenders. Oh no, he might be able to shoot. He might be able to make a no-look pass. So that's why I think that if he takes that step, he'll be really, such an unbelievable player and someone who's just almost impossible to stop, like what LeBron James has shown. So I think that all these 3 players have things they can improve on. Kyrie Irving maybe improving on the stats. Russell Westbrook maybe getting his team to maybe the NBA Finals. And of course, Stephen Curry making more passes. So I think that all of these players are amazing players with amazing talent. And I think that if they improve these things, they will become superstar players consistently, game by game. So I think that these point guards really have great talent, but they just have some few things that if they really improve on it, they will become the unstoppable force that their potential makes it possible for them to be. So I hope you enjoyed this top 3 point guards video. I think it was one of the hardest ones for me to do because there's so many point guards that are in the NBA, and then you have the up and coming point guards like Jamal Murray and De'Aaron Fox. So this point guard position is really one that the NBA needs to focus on now because it's really talented. So thank you for watching and see you next time.